On first down, here's Penix. That's brought in by Mooney. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And it's good for an Atlanta first down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
He completes it in traffic. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Time and again, receivers will tell their quarterbacks, just give me a chance. Just give me a chance. Just throw it up and give me the opportunity. Well, in this case, with even two defenders trying to cover that wide receiver, couldn't get it done.
Penix now on first down. Nabbed by Kyle Pitts. And he's stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
And again, it's Penix. Finds him over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. They'll come up first and 10. From the red zone now. This throw is caught. And he drives this forward to the 6. Timeout called by Atlanta. That's going to be its second. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Penix working from the gun. And he's into the end zone for an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons make it a 1-score game before halftime. Kyle Pitts with a touchdown. Well, great work there, Brock. They weathered the storm, and now they've gotten themselves right back into this ball game.
Anybody who's played this game has been here before. The game doesn't start the way you want. You're in a big hole, and all you can do is climb out of it. And the words of Pete Carroll resonate. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Young Hui Koo on for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Falcons chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Has this at the 6. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The 49ers ready to go on offense for the final time in the first half. They're up by 7. We'll see if they choose to just rest on that going into halftime. A little less than 30 seconds to go as they begin this drive. Pretty throwing here on first. He's on the move. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
This offense has been in a rhythm, settled in and found it in the first half, but hopefully that sack for this defense can disrupt that rhythm just a little bit. Kind of reminds me, Kate, in baseball when you're facing an elite pitcher, just get somebody on base. Just make that pitcher think a little bit. Hopefully that sack for this defense does the same to the QB.
So we're halfway through this contest from Santa Clara, California. The hometown 49ers out in front. Now we'll toss things to Jonathan Coachman in our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got?
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. The Niners got a fine performance in the first half from one of their leaders, Brock Purdy. He came on after a slow start to fire 2 second-quarter touchdown passes and give his guys the lead at the intermission.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. Return coming from the 6. He's got a lane up past the 30. And he was pushing for midfield there before they finally dragged him down at the 45. We'll see the San Francisco offense first this half as they're headed out now. And they really leaned on that passing game in the first half, Brock. Let's see if that emphasis continues to start the third. The 49ers find themselves in a great spot to start this drive. 1st and 10 coming up. On the ground to begin the drive with McCaffrey. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Kid, I'll never forget walking into the Hall of Famer Dwight Freeney's meeting room with those defensive linemen. The late, great John Tierlink, his coach, he had a little sign up in his office, and it was sacks, and that money sign was the S. Because ends and D linemen make their money with sacks. But you win games when they stop the run like that for a tackle for loss.
Dump off caught by his back. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident a screen would get him enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
Shotgun, handoff to McCaffrey. Jukes out a one-stop. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Kate, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense, right? They're on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. They stick with McCaffrey. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. DeMarco Hellams there on the stop.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
Second and 6 now. Throwing the out route complete. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. That was Jordan Fuller getting there for the tackle.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. They're going to try to pick it up with an option left. And the defense was ready. They got him at the line. Just short on 3rd down, no gain on the run, and now what will they do on 4th?
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
4th down now, and on comes Jake Moody for the 49ers field goal. He hit his first one. His second one's coming from inside of 40. Moody knocks it through. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
Well, that's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2-for-2 for this kicker.
Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. McLeod now returning it. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Here's Atlanta ready to take over possession. They really have the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. Oh, he loses the football. And it's a turnover. The defense has it. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover. Well, that didn't take long, Brock. One play, and they're back out there.
Well, that's how a defense can make you awfully happy as an offensive player, especially when you screw it up and you fumble. The defense picks up that offense and puts them right back on the field.
The 49ers are headed back out on offense as we get a look at Christian McCaffrey. And they were able to contribute 3 points to the lead their last time out. Another chance to build on that advantage here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Throwing now, following the turnover. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. They'll have 1st and goal to go now. After
There's not too much I'm going to say about that because that was absolutely one of the best passes I have seen in this game by far since I have got it since last year. That's all I'm going to have to say. No glaze. That's strictly business.
1st down from the red zone. Rolling left, buying some time. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
That's just a case where you're trying to make something when there really is nothing there. There just wasn't an opening for him to work with, and he was lucky to get what he could.
Still chances to get these final 4 yards. It's 2nd and goal. McCaffrey can't fight past that line. They stop him at the 3.
Well, you haven't given up the goal line yet, but this offense is moving closer and closer. Now might be the time defensively to get a little more aggressive. Try to stick them with the loss and make a difficult 4th down decision.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. From the gun is Purdy. Play didn't break how they wanted it, and he throws this away.
You know, that's an example right there where you just simply got to be on the same page with each other and get both ends of the play right to execute. They want that one back.
4th down now, and on comes Jake Moody for the 49ers field goal. Only a 20-yarder here. Moody knocks it through, and that pushes the lead up to 13.
So many of these players on the field, Kate, they just strive for consistency, but not the kickers. They strive for perfection, and so far, he's just that.
Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. McLeod now returning it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Falcons and running back Bijan Robinson getting set to begin another drive. And their defense held up after that fumble. Only gave up 3, so time for this offense to make it up to them. Get some points of their own. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Penix now. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the shotgun, Penix. Into the hands of Pitts. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Penix here from the gun. Caught, nice gain left side. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
Penix on first down. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
What a great opportunity for him. You can almost feel that bounce in his step. Facing the southpaw, and he gets to rush the blind side. Anytime he beats that right tackle, it just comes down to his closing speed and his finishing ability at the quarterback.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Another try following the sack. It's into the hands of Mooney. Fights off a tackle, but he lost the ball. He left the ball behind. And this is
Oh my!
as he makes the recovery.
Y'all just watch the game.
You know,
I ain't got no.
everybody on the field is going to make mistakes. The key is to clean that up as quickly as he can. Ball carrier loses possession, but he doesn't panic and lose composure. Instead, well, he hops on the ball and he saves the day.
Penix on 3rd down. Finds his target, Robinson. And he's tackled for a short gain.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1. They send the tight end in motion. 4th down, here's Penix. He finds him beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Oh, so close to getting off the field. But the 4th down conversion keeps that defense out there. That was their shot to end this possession, to sit on the bench, to get their breath. But now they're going to have to buckle down and force another 4th down.
First and 10, a run to Robinson. And not much for him there. He's down to the 15-yard line. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7. So we're through 3 here. It's Falcons football. A nice little help for them as they trail entering the quarter. Second down now, 7 to go. Penix now to throw. This one's caught. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. One yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. Penix looking to pass. Along the sideline, and Pitts brings it in. Nothing doing there as he gets out of bounds back at the line.
All you can do is shake your head sometimes. Sure, the pass play works, but they come up just an inch or two short for the first down.
So now on 4th down, the Falcons electing to send Younghoe Koo out for the field goal. A very short kick here from the right hash. The kick by Lutz is good. And that makes things a little closer. It's now a 10-point game.
This is a case of, well, just get what you can on the way out the door, Kate. It's already out of reach. Just take the three, let your kicker get some points, and make it a hair closer in the box score.
That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. Fielded at the 7. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Now out comes the San Francisco offense. They're up by 2 scores, Brock, but we've got some time left, so they still need to mount a drive here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. That finds Ayuk, complete. And he'll get this up close to the 40 before going out. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48.
Even though that run did not net them a first down, I can promise you this, Kate. I promise you. I know how it works. They're going to circle that one. They're going to remember that one. And when they need some key yards on the ground, they'll come back to that call later.
On 2nd down, here's McCaffrey. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a first down.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No 3rd down required now.
1st down, and they go right back to him. And he's able to work this down to the 41. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
From the gun, Garindo. Juke the defender. And he takes it inside the 35 before heading out. A 70-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Out of the option, he's going to keep it going right. And he's brought down for a loss.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Kate, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. 2nd and 12 behind the sticks. Pearsall on the slant. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Play action now with Purdy. He intercepts it. That is exactly what they needed. Picked off by A.J. Terrell.
Not a lot of one-play swings bigger than that one right there. That throw looked destined for 6, and instead, Well, it gets intercepted by the defense. The only way to get bigger is if he somehow returned it 100+ yards for 6 the other way. But what a gigantic swing of emotion.
The Falcons ready for their next possession. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw in their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. To the air with Penix. Now this is intercepted.
Yes, yeah.
Passes. Picked off by
I bet.
Brown.
That sounded a little gay.
Well, they have the advantage for a moment, Brock, but turns out that is all just that moment because they throw an interception and give the ball right back.
And for once, both coaches on both sidelines are preaching the same message. Take care of the ball. Not often you see back-to-back plays end in interceptions, and we're right back to where we were just a couple moments ago.
You sure don't, white man. You sure don't.
Out to take over. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence.
Well, they better get to it then. 'Cause I got my money on y'all.
They've got 1st down from the 31.
Let's get it from the 1st down to the end zone. Can we do that? Can we do that?
Shotgun handoff to Garindo. And he's going to take this only to about the 31. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. That throw finds Kittle. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. Now following that completion, we see a man shaken up. Officials calling for a pause as he gets looked at. Here we go, 3rd and less than a yard. Shotgun snap for Purdy. Escapes the... And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
Final quarter, this quarterback's just feeling the need to do a little extra, try to make something happen outside the pocket. But the problem, defense wouldn't let them. They have that same kind of urgency. They want to make some plays of their own before they hit the showers, and they got one right there with that sack.
Fourth down now, and on comes Jake Moody for the 49ers field goal. From the right hash, 52 yards out. And this kick is good.
Golly. You should mind well just put the kicker as a quarterback because he's doing a better job than the quarterback is doing. That don't make no sense. Another kickoff. Another kick. Because they can't throw a touchdown pass.
Not going to get it done anymore.
Both of these teams are trash.
Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. McLeod now returning it. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Onto the field runs the Atlanta offense. Well, we all know at this point, turnovers the big problem for them in this game, Brock. And not surprisingly, the defense has capitalized on those mistakes on more than one occasion to their benefit.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that can be tough to win football games in spite of, right? But over the test of time, turnovers are the #1 thing that cost you games, especially after that first one. Once there's blood in the water, you feel it with the defense. They get all over you, trying to force another turnover and another and another.
They're out and set, 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
On 2nd and 10, it's Penix. He'll get this complete to Pitts. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. It's a gain of 22. And the Falcons will have a first.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. And again, it's Penix. Finds London on the slant. And he's able to get it past midfield and down onto the 49er side.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm right here with y'all, bro. I'm talking to be more entertaining because I'm not gonna lie. This is a boring game.
Moving quickly,
I'm trying not to cuss,
again.
but it's really want me to throw a fit right now. I really want to throw my controller at this TV right now because I want to see a score go back to back, back and forth. I don't want to see no struggling trying to make points on the scoreboard. I don't want to see that. I want to see entertainment just like y'all. And it's frustrating me because I'm really about to throw this controller.
Nice find there to continue the series.
We've reached the 2-minute warning in Santa Clara. Falcons down by a very unlucky 13. On 1st down, here's Penix. We've got a screen to the running back. And he's going to go out of bounds just short of that red zone.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well. And it sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They'll throw it again. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Throwing now. Catch is made in close. They'll have 1st and goal to go now after they gain 18 on the previous play.
I'll be honest with you, Kate. As you grow and develop as a quarterback, your arm gets stronger. These comebacks can be one of your favorite throws in your arsenal. Because if you trust yourself and you throw it before that defender breaks, you know there's yards to be had on the perimeter.
From the red zone now. And he's into the end zone.
Finally, there we go. Now we scoring.
The Falcons.
All right, y'all, I'm gonna shut up now.
Kyle Pitts with a touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Coup on now for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Falcons get it back to within 6. So here's the kickoff, Brock. Just 6 points now separating our teams. This return starts at the 5. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The 49ers and this running back headed back out for a new series. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with McCaffrey. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it. The Falcons spend the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. On the give, it's Garindo. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Timeout called by Atlanta. That's going to be its 2nd. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call's going to be on 3rd down. Trying an inside give now with McCaffrey. And this run is stopped after getting up past the 35. The defense takes its 3rd and final timeout. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. So 4th down, and out heads the steady leg of Thomas Morstead to punt. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. Officially a 55-yard launch. And the Falcons will take over. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. He'll look to throw it. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there when you saw the field. It's going to be 2nd down.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Back to throw. He'll get this complete to Mooney. And he'll get it up to the 27.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on the throw, that's a go-to route to target.
Now the Falcons trying to get everyone up and set here. To throw. And really, no, he's not going to escape. They take him down on a pivotal play late in this ball game. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Every sack, every stop has just been like another nail in the coffin. And now, well, now there's only one spot for a nail left. This is their last chance. And that defense, well, they've got this crew on the edge of the cliff. Now can they go finish when it matters the most?
Got a man, it's London. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That's a 26-yard gain on 4th down, Brock, and the huge play extends this drive. So the 49ers take the win here in front of the faithful in Santa Clara. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with a victory. And with Brock Heward and our EA Sports crew, I'm Kate Scott saying so long from this one. It's a win for the 49ers as well.